Well, there's two worlds of this play, I guess. There's the original context, Shakespeare's Britain, and that's a brutal world that is occupied by the Roman Empire, and the British are sick of paying a tribute to Rome and decide to rebel against that. I've tried to keep the same energy and feel and fear of that original world in transposing it to London in 2016.
We've tried to create something that's very contemporary. It's set on the streets of effectively like council estates in London now.
It's sort of set in a world of drugs, money, territory, gangs.
And the way we're setting it in the modern times as well, you can really explore modern people around you in this society, in this London urban landscape.
It's a really sort of violent setting, but I think sort of modern days are sadly, reflect that.
I think it's tribal. I think the play, it's about a bunch of Britons and a bunch of Romans. And so we've seen them as kind of tribes, we've seen them as gangs. I live in Bethnal Green, and I look out onto a council estate, and it's obviously a very urban environment to look out onto, and it's all very concrete jungle. There's a kind of thinness to the street lights that kind of cloaks people in darkness as they conduct kind of fairly illegal manoeuvres at times. I'm trying to create that kind of sense with the show. Obviously I've looked at a lot of street and hip hop, particularly British artists like Skepta, who are kind of very well known in the scene and have a very particular uniform about them as well. I mean, they look incredible, what we call box fresh, so it's straight out of the box. They are so classily dressed, and it's very subtle because there's no labels and there's no particular detail. And just like gangs on the streets of London today have markings so they know who each other is, we've kind of done the same in our production. You need to keep your eyes about you to understand and to see those little differences.
One of my favourite things about London is its own sense of identity.
I feel incredibly lucky to have grown up in London. I think it represents me in every way. It makes me quite emotional, actually, just thinking about London.
You're just thinking, I didn't know Shakespeare could be done that way. Wow. I mean, putting all these little elements of what you may see in London and how that creates and affects the different characters and their journeys and the stories and this whole atmosphere and this impending sense of danger and doom. It's amazing.
Which is brilliant about this play is Shakespeare wrote about these characters back when he did. You put it into a modern setting and they're still here. You still get Clottons. I knew Clottons at school. And he existed back then. Do you know what I mean? That's what's so fresh about it, I think.
Unlike a Tarantino film, there's a lot of blood, and we'll be using it. Everything's got a sense of, abattoir about it. There's a kind of sense of dead meat, which is weirdly not dissimilar to an Elizabethan image of kind of hanging meat in, local markets. But we'll have hanging meat, we'll have a lot of gore and a lot of blood that gets spilt during the show.
What I think I can achieve with Imogen is to create visual worlds, physical worlds, and then allow the text to come through those worlds.